Hi everyone, it's Karen here and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a new video on how to use silicone molds to create embellishments. I used 5 different types of products inside the molds to show you the versatility on how you can use the molds to create embellishments with many different things that you might already have in your house. The first product that I'm using is one that I discovered recently and you probably don't have in your house. It's called Amazing Casting Resin, and it's a really cool product that has 2 different liquids that you pour inside cups, and then you mix the 2 liquids together and they create a solution that when poured into the mold, it hardens really hard and creates an amazing embellishment. This is actually my favorite technique to use inside the molds because you can create really sturdy embellishments that can be used for any type of project. Once the 2 liquid parts are mixed inside another cup, you simply pour them into the mold and just let it sit there until it dries. So I'm just using 3 different molds. These are Prima Marketing IOD molds, and I just wanted to show you the versatility that you can use them in any type of mold or any type of embellishment, and it creates a beautiful, beautiful hard embellishment. I find this one so easy to use that I went ahead and made a little bit more of the same solution to make some more molds. This is my favorite one because it's just so easy. All you have to do is just pour the liquid. So that's why I made so many of these molds, because I thought I could make a few molds at the same time and use them in different projects and have the molds already ready. I find this a good solution for people that have a hard time kneading clay. So that way you can just use a liquid and not have to have a hard time kneading the clay to fit into the molds. But that way you can still create embellishments. All you have to do is let this sit and dry, and you will see how the clear liquid changes into white. When it starts changing into white, it becomes really, really hot. So it's not a good idea to touch it. But you know that as soon as it finishes turning white, it will become really hard and you will be able to remove it from the mold. You can definitely remove it a little bit before if you want it to be moved a little bit or if you want it to bend the mold a little bit, but you have to make sure that it's not hot anymore. I ended up making a third solution because, as you can see, it's so easy to make. I just wanted to make some more embellishments and at the same time show you how the original ones are starting to turn white and harden. And look how fast it is. It usually takes about 10 minutes or even less, and they start hardening. I fast forwarded this part to show you how it changes from clear to white and how cool it looks. I let mine fully dry and then I went ahead and just simply removed it, and you see how easy it is to remove it from its shell. Because it's so hard and the silicone is so soft, it's easily removable from the shell that it's in. Sometimes when it's really thin pieces, it could break, and that has happened to me before, but most of the time they come out perfectly, which I really, really love because they're so easy to maneuver and to actually use in your projects. These 2 got stuck because the liquid poured too much on the outside. So all I did is I took my scissors and basically cut around them. So it's easily cut with scissors, which is really great, and it has a plasticky kind of feel. So it's an amazing product that way. I've also used this product inside some embossing folders, and that was really cool. It created some really nice embellishments for my cards. And I will tag that video above so you can see what I mean, how cool it is to use it with embossing folders. It's a technique I learned from Kat Kerr, and that was a really amazing idea. For the second product used inside the IOD molds, I took some Creall putty. This is basically almost like clay, but a little bit smoother, and it's white, and all you have to do is basically push it into the mold itself until it covers the whole area. It's pretty soft and it's quite easy to use. I got this on Amazon and I really love it because it's so smooth and you can actually just cover something really quickly and don't have to do a lot of effort for it. Some of the clays that you can use in molds are really hard to maneuver, and this is really easy. I found, for example, something like Fimo would be really hard because it always needs a lot of kneading in order for it to work. Before it even dries, I like taking the embellishment out of the mold because that way you can actually dry it outside, and you can also use to shape the mold. So you could let it dry until it's fully dry inside the mold, or you can take it out and then you can, let's say, wrap it around a bottle like I show you here, and that would work perfectly if you want to embellish something around a bottle or something that is not perfectly straight. The third product that I used inside the silicone molds is my glue gun. And this is a product that you probably have lying around from all your crafting, so it's really easy to use. All you have to do is fill out the mold with the glue from the glue gun and let it sit there until it dries. The glue from the glue gun dries really fast, and it's perfect to fill this mold. Once it's dry, all you have to do is actually pull it out, and it will be transparent, so you definitely want to color this with some paint or gesso or include it on some kind of project, but you can make your own embellishments that way. The fourth product that I actually used inside the molds is paper clay, and paper clay is the one that Prima sells, so you could definitely buy it through them, but you can also find this in many different places. I've actually seen paper clay at the dollar store, so that's a really good way of putting it inside the mold. It's a little bit harder to maneuver, especially if you have issues with your hands, but it's still pretty easy to kind of mix inside. And what I do is I use a little bit of water to wet it, and that way it becomes softer and I'm able to move it around. You can definitely also use regular clay if you want, but I know that regular clay is really brittle, so you have to be very careful when you're using it inside the molds. It's better to use something that is very cohesive and has everything smooth inside so it can actually come out as a one piece. This one with the paper clay, I also like to remove it before it's actually fully dry. So I let this dry a little bit, and then what I do is I actually take it out before it's fully dry. That way I can actually use it and mold it around any type of object, whether it's round or straight. You can also grab some tools and clean up all the extra pieces of clay that do not belong. This last one, I wasn't sure if it was going to work or not. This was actually an experiment. I took my heavy gel from Prima. This is gel medium, and it's from Prima Marketing, but there's lots of heavy gels out there on the market. And I used a palette knife to actually put it inside the mold. I figured that if the silicone glue from the glue gun actually worked, then any type of glue should really work in there. So I actually put the heavy gel and then let it dry overnight. This of course took a long time to dry, and I let it dry inside the mold because it's really soft and it needed a long time to actually harden. Once it was hardened, I actually removed it from the shell and it worked out perfectly. I'm guessing that if this worked, then probably things like Fabri-Tac or Beacon glue would work as well. So any type of harder glue or that glue that becomes hard easily would probably work inside the mold. Finally, just want to show you the 5 examples of the 5 different products and how well it worked for all of them. Thank you so much for watching. For more inspiration, subscribe to my channel and visit me on my website to sign up for the newsletter. Bye!